right, we're back here. We made it to episode 6. Last time we had it recorded as episode 4.5, but I decided to make it 5. So if you missed it last week, we did the hot takes episode.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, so we didn't do our normal thing where we go through the news and everything like that, so you won't be too far behind. But if you want to hear some brain dead, hot takes, vicious discussion, I mean, I don't know if there's a better place on the internet for it.
Absolutely.
So make sure you check out that hot takes episode. And Trashly, a week later, any feelings after watching it back on that hot takes episode?
You know what? No, I stand by every opinion that I have until I'm proven wrong, and I still stand behind all of my opinions. But yeah,
I still stand behind all of mine.
Let's put some emphasis on brain dead opinions. So that's all I have to say on that.
Yeah, I still stand behind mine. My favorite part was definitely making the thumbnail where I was able to throw over Cordy. I mean, the thumbnails are getting good.
The thumbnails are good, man. That thumbnail killed me though. That was funny as hell. It was like a video essay thumbnail about like Kendrick being corny. That was funny as shit.
Oh, it was so good. I was excited to make that one. Excited to export it. And everything. I was laughing while making it. But a ton of good takes in that episode. And we actually had recorded that before last week. We had it come out last Wednesday. The week before, because I was on vacation and we wanted to make sure we didn't miss a week for you guys. So that's a good one to check back in on, even if you're a week or two out. Make sure you go check out week 5, where we have eclipsed over 100 views on the channel. So
we're moving up.
Thank you guys for that.
We're moving up in the world.
We're over 100 views. You know,
100.
Who knows what this one will do? Every video counts, and like we like to say, every like, subscribe, comment, interaction with anything, super helpful.
Absolutely.
Because we love talking about the music every week, and it's just you guys allowing us to do this to whatever extent we can. So thank you guys. I do have a question about last week's episode. Did you listen to any Tommy Richmond following my last hot take?
I did my homework. About Tommy Richmond not being corny. You know what? You're right. I
was so right. I was so right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I was so right.
Listen, I mean, we go over this in the hot takes episode, but like, I was very much in the camp of, since Tommy Richmond made $1 Million Baby, all his music is gonna sound like TikTok, like slot bait. But no, it's actually like, that's actually really good. He just happened to get lucky on the algorithm. But no, like, definitely, I would recommend Tommy Richmond to anybody. Like, I really enjoy it.
That's one thing. New song coming out from him too. New single, I think, in the next week or so.
Yeah.
But it was definitely our last take, and trust me, they're not all as boring as that. But Tommy Richmond, we're checking out.
Yeah.
I want to start off this week. We'll get into the singles right here real quick. We got a ton of music to go over. We have over 5 singles and 2 albums, and 2 massive albums at that. So I want to start off with What Did I Miss from Drake. And my favorite thing here, I have to say, this has been Drake's best week or little mini run since the beef. I mean, What Did I Miss? Great song. Goes to Wireless Festival. Has the crowd chanting, like, we want Drake, another song. People want Drake. And you're starting to see those little moves he made during the beef and not cutting people off. With him, 21 Savage also coming out of Wireless and him getting support from there. Great weekend for Drake. Really, really solid play from Drake this week.
For sure. Yeah, like, I saw the clips online. I'm pretty sure everybody did. But, yeah, I don't know. This one, like, seeing this come out at this time, it kind of feels like a new era, you know, kind of like he's moving forward from the beef. And it's not like in like a weak way. It's kind of like he's rising. Oh, it's so corny. Like, he's rising, like, from like kind of the ashes and the fallout in a way. And it kind of makes me excited for, you know, what's next, you know.
It's interesting too, because it didn't seem like he was trying to deflect from the fact that he may have lost. And everybody has their opinions on that. But it didn't feel like him trying to, like, cop please about, like, I won or I lost. It felt like, okay, you guys just followed on, whether he's talking about LeBron James or even your average listener, the whole message of the song is, what did I miss? And he goes into it and he sees, like, okay, so Kendrick They had the beef. He won the beef. He has the Not Like Us run. He has the album run. He has the Super Bowl tour. And now all of you guys are gonna come back to me for the hits and act like nothing even happened.
Yeah.
And it's a great song concept. I loved it.
Yeah, no, totally. Like I said, it kind of feels like he's a little more like self-aware now, you know, like he understands like you said, like people are coming back now, like after the beef, kind of like hopping back on the Drake bandwagon as, you know, people could have expected. But like, yeah, I mean, like it's just sort of interesting. Like even like the title of like What Did I Miss kind of implies like not that he was like in it, it's more of like he's kind of like he's almost like not downplaying it, but kind of like you said, like leaving it in the past almost. It's kind of interesting.
It feels like like he actually moved on from it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we get a little bit more into the song, I mean, it's classic like 40 OVO production. It has these grand horns that bring you into it, and then it slows down almost like a timestamp record.
Mm-hmm.
And it just great wordplay, great bars on this track. It's the most genuine he's felt since the beef.
Yeah.
And we talked about this. It feels like an actual song that I want to. It feels like an actual song where he believes what he's rapping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to listen to it, and he's not ignoring the fact that the beef did happen.
Yeah, you know, I think that's the big thing too. Like, there's easily like there's a timeline split. I feel like where Drake could have easily like, you know, went more into the beef, you know, and kind of kept defending himself in like an endless like loop and like until he like swirled down the drain. But it kind of feels like he's taking, you know, he's kind of taking the L on the chin, you know, and just kind of writing it out. And you know, and when you make good music, like people are gonna listen, you know. So I don't know. It's yeah.
And I think it's a good play too. I think this will give us some retrospective on 100 gigs and if that worked.
Yeah.
I mean, with him dropping those on the website and then streaming a week later and then them not charting well.
Mm-hmm.
But this charted number 2 on Billboard with a full week of release and 0 radio play.
Yeah.
The fact that you have Alex Warren's Ordinary's number 1 and about 40% of its charting data is coming from radio play, and Drake's is at about 2%, 3%, and this man is, and it's just like, okay, he rapped well, the song is good, he backed it up with the numbers, he backed it up with the concert, and he has people co-signing on it.
Yeah.
It rounds off a great weekend from Drake, and I think that's what you got to pull away from the song.
Yeah, 100%. And like talking about the 100 gigs thing, I think that was like kind of sort of different where there was still kind of like that aftershock of like the beef. So like everybody was like, nah, like fuck Drake, you know. But like now, like it's been like a year, so like, you know, kind of like in the song, it's like the people are coming back, you know, and like I said, if you make good music, like people are gonna want to listen.
I think the 100 gigs thing was him not trying to hit a home run, and I think that was a strategic play because now when he comes out with this and he starts to promo the new album, you feel like he's swinging for the fences and it hits.
Yeah.
So I think you looking back at the 100 gigs, I think it's a good play. It shows that like you still have 21 Young Thug and Cardi rocking with you and Yachty rocking with you by dropping those songs, but you don't have to commit to it as a full release.
Yeah.
I think looking back on it, it's a solid play, even though a lot of people might have clowned him at the time.
It's a good take. I'm not saying it's like a bad thing what he did, by the way. I'm more of just saying I understand why it didn't perform as well. But yeah.
And I feel like that was such a narrative bait back then when it was like if you're a Kendrick Dick rider, you're like, oh, this didn't do numbers. Well, it got put on DSPs a week after it released.
Yeah.
And people just don't look at the intricacies of it in that terms. I'm excited by this. It was a great song.
Yeah.
I was happy about where it lasted, and you know, I'm excited. I know we say it all the time, but I'm excited for Iceman, the new Drake album, and I think there's a real chance of this being like a great Drake album, like a top 2-3 Drake album. So I'm excited to see what he does next.
Yeah.
But we wanted to start off with that because I mean it's Drake and Drake speaking on some huge topics. But in our episode 4, not last week's episode, but the week before, the big discussion was around like Chance the Rapper. We did our top 10 Chance the
Oh
Rapper songs.
God.
So after this, make sure you go check it out. And we also had come to that decision to do that list based on is Chance the Rapper back? I think it's kind of his new rollout, first real album following the big day. And he's got this new single, Tree. How did we feel about it? Is he back?
I'm gonna go with maybe. I think that's my answer after listening to Tree. Like, I think Chance himself is back. You know, I think this is the best. I think these are the most focused he's sounded in a very long time, considering it's been pretty much radio silence for a while. I know you're gonna probably talk about this too. I just feel like the features are a little bit misused. Like, it's just like he's not. Like, I don't think he used Wayne correctly. I don't think he used Smino correctly. But I think Chance himself, like, on that song is like, I thought he was back. And then I was kind of like, I don't know. But that's kind of what I kind of took away from the album. Or the track, excuse me.
That I think we're both in agreement in this. But I see the vision. I see where he was going.
Yeah.
And if this is like 2018, it's a great formula.
Sure.
You go hook, Chance verse, hook, Smino verse, Wayne verse. But the Wayne verse didn't cap off the song the way you needed it to, and that hurt the Smino verse.
Yeah.
I think Chance sounded great on this.
Yeah.
Like, he sounded political. He sounded like he was talking his shit. He sounded like I'm coming back. I'm hard. This is legit. Good melodies, good ad-libs, good concept. Like, Chance sounded great, but he set it up in the same way to, like, have Lil Wayne to hit that home run, and Lil Wayne didn't.
Yeah.
And then it almost feels like, why didn't Smino just rap that second verse?
Yeah.
And then have Lil Wayne do something, like, cut that in half, have him do 8 or 16 on the end. So it feels misused.
Yeah.
And I'm in full agreement.
Yeah, it's just like, again, like, just reiterating, like, it kind of just like they just kind of detract from each other, you know, which like brings down the song's quality as a whole, which sucks like so bad, because like the last thing Chance needs right now is like misses. Like, you just can't, like, you can't have misses right now, dude. Like, especially like for a rollout for a new album, you can't. We're both in 100% agreement. Like, Chance is just like, he's like on it. Like, he sounds ready to go. It's just like, you know, it's just the features scare me, man. That's why I'm sitting at a maybe on the We're Back meter. I mean, like, if maybe in a different universe, like Smino does that second verse, or like Wayne hits a home run, and then we're jumping and screaming and doing all this. But I don't know, man.
I think there's another thing too. Is last night before, because I knew we were going to be doing the pod today, I went back and I listened to No Problem, just because it's a similar structure, but you have 2 Chainz rapping in the middle, and I think, and I'm not going to speak and report and say that Chance was trying to do this, but if you take your biggest song and you do something with a slight twist on it, maybe it hits.
Yeah.
And it just the Wayne feature, and like, it's not even like the Wayne feature is terrible. It's just the way Chance works is he sets up these big moments, and then he in the best Chance songs he delivers on them, but in the worst Chance songs they're poorly set up or they don't get delivered on, and the Wayne verse just isn't where it needs to be. But say you have Smino rap that second verse and the third Wayne verse is like okay, then we're talking about this like it's a hit song.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating.
I think too, it's like the thing, like, I can see what you're trying to say. Like, maybe he wanted like Wayne on this song to be like, oh, like, remember this thing that was awesome? But like, you know, like, getting a Wayne verse in like 2025 is a lot different than getting one in 2016. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like his features are still pretty awesome, but like, I don't know. It's just like, I think times have changed, man. And like, I don't know. That's like a whole different kind of can of worms. But again, that still doesn't change my opinions that, you know, it's just the features kind of dragged us a little bit.
I think I'm in full agreement there, and I was saying mostly structurally.
Yeah,
If you can recreate your best hit,
yeah,
you should try.
yeah.
But I'm in full agreement with where we're sitting here, and is Chance the Rapper back, and we're saying maybe.
Hmm.
How many maybes do you get at this point? A maybe's fine after coloring book.
Yeah.
If you have a lead signal going into the big day, and a maybe's fine, but how many opportunities are you going to have for someone to click on your song or click on your album?
Hmm.
And he needed to hit a home run, and he hit a single.
Yeah.
And it's just
Hmm.
how many more chances are, and I know me and you who are Chance fans going way back will listen to this album no matter what,
Hmm.
but is everybody gonna give, is the mainstream audience gonna give him a chance
Like,
on some of these albums? Say this, like, the next album could be better even than like some of his best albums, but will they even give him that chance? No pun intended.
good one. Yeah.
To listen to their music.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question. Like I said, like in the beginning of this segment, like I feel like Chance has zero room for misses, like zero room for total like flops, right? But like if he drops a whole album of like maybes, then like that's really bad, I think. But if
It's
he
the nail in the coffin.
yeah, 100%. But if he drops an album of like a couple home runs, maybe a couple bad songs with some maybe sprinkled in, I think that's a success. Like, even if he gets some hits, like some songs where people are like, maybe Chance was good the entire time, guys. Like, maybe we were being stupid. Maybe we wrote him off too early, you know? Just enough hits for people to just get drawn back in to, like, the Chance wave.
Ecosystem.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, if you just drop a full album of, like, maybes, like, yeah. But then again, like, with the way Chance is rapping right now, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think so. I think a hit's inevitable.
Yeah. You think a hit's inevitable on that album?
Yeah. If Chance is rapping like this the way he is right now, 100%, no doubt.
Yeah. He's rapping incredibly well.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest takeaway from this is it was poor execution, and Chance sounded great.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's our biggest takeaway from this.
Yeah.
And someone who's in a similar state, maybe it's not the same exact situation, but they're looking at, coming back after a little bit of a lower run. We do have the new Ski Mask, the Slump God single, Catch Me Outside 2. How were you feeling about this one, and what was kind of your opinion?
It's like it's fine. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel the same way about Ski Mask like I do like Chance, man. Like, I kind of just I did a little bit of like homework myself last night after listening to this song, and I'm like, what changed? Like, what's the difference between Ski Mask today versus like 2018, like when Stokely came out? Like, what changed? And I think like the big thing is like, it's like the beat selection was so much better back then. Like, I don't know what happened, but if you go back, like, I don't know, like, anyway, like, that's a side tangent, but like, you can go into that, but I don't know, like, I thought this was just okay. Like, I mean, it's like a Ski Mask song. Like, what are you expecting at this point? That hasn't already been done 1,000 times before.
Right. I think it's a good point to look back at Stokely. If I were, if I was kind of guessing on what happened, in my opinion, I think it's the environment. I think if you're looking at a 2018 album and you can support that ecosystem, and music at the time and pop culture can support an X, a Trippie Redd, a Juice WRLD, a 6ix9ine, like all these SoundCloud people, Denzel Curry even, like they can support all these artists because it's the mainstream and all these artists are going to chart very well. And now there's barely room for one or two of those guys.
Yeah.
When there was room for 10 of those guys. So that's what I would say really hurt Ski Mask the most. And obviously, too, his ties with X created a lot of crossover in that fan base.
Yeah.
And then a lot of X fans were Ski Mask fans. And if the whole X never dies is a whole different what if in where that goes. But I think it's interesting to look at both what Chance did with Tree and this Catch Me Outside 2 record. They're both kind of trying to recapture the magic,
Mm-hmm.
but in my opinion, recapturing the magic might not be the best play for Ski Mask at this point.
Yeah.
Because you do Catch Me Outside 2 and you do a similar video, you do a similar song, you do a similar flow, and even if it was the best song in the world, where does it get you?
Right.
The answer is nowhere.
Yeah. I think like the recapturing the magic thing for both of them too, the Chance and Ski Mask, I think they're just executed very differently. Like you see Chance is actually like trying to like he's rapping like probably the best we've ever seen or the best in a very long time, at least, you know. And like maybe he's doing the same formula as like No Problem or whatever, sure, but at least he himself is like attempting some sort of change. But with like this new Ski Mask song, you don't really like you're not really getting that. You're not really like you're getting the like fancy title, but like you're not really seeing any like change or shift. You know, I think recapturing the magic is like reminding people like, hey, like this is why I'm a popular artist, and this is why you guys thought I was good, and here's like how I've improved over the last like 8 years or so. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's my exact take is the fact that Chance himself, even though it might have been a miss as like a single,
Mm-hmm.
his rapping gave you the feelings that he used to give you in terms of music, but it still attempted a new style or a new subject matter or a new
Yeah.
like method of rap. Here it's playing the hits.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Ski Mask, like great dude, you know, great
Yeah.
music, but like even if like I said, even if this was the best song in the world, where do you go from here? Do you do Faucet Failure too? You know what I'm saying? Like it feels like where do you go from here? And I feel like it was just not the best play.
Yeah.
Unless he's just trying to cash in on the name while he can.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
that was my main takeaway from this.
yeah. I mean, this one I think was just kind of a tough one in general. Like it's not even like a I'm not gonna sit here and say it was like a garbage song or anything because it wasn't like ass, you know. But it was just like it was just underwhelming. Like you're kind of expecting a little bit more, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think too with getting the lyrical lemonade platform and it being like the hardest push song he's had in terms of like a label perspective, I feel like he should have tried to do something different.
Yeah.
Like I think we haven't talked about the song very much, but I think the song is good. I think he again, and I think too, like I don't think we should ever doubt Ski Mask's ability to rap. Like he can always rap fast and he can always rap well, but he didn't do anything different.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest problem is the song is good, but why would I listen to 2025 Ski Mask doing what he did in 2018 when I can just pull up my phone and listen to 2018 Ski Mask?
Right.
You know, it's not giving the listener a reason to listen to his new stuff. And I would say listen to the song, but you're not like where do you go from here is the biggest question.
Yeah.
And that's just my takeaway is that it's great and it's a good song, but this doesn't help him at all.
Yeah.
Especially if we're looking for him to get back up to
Yeah, it's just like you said, like I have this point too, like the technical ability like and the talent is there. Like it's always been there. Like it didn't go away. You know? It's just he's choosing to do the same shit with it. And it's just like you know, like that train can only last like so long, you know. So that's my takeaway as well.
Definitely. So, I mean, those are two guys trying to recapture the magic, but we also had a single that there is a guy pushing for the top and pushing for one of a top 5 spot in rap right now if he doesn't already have one.
Yeah.
Lil Yachty drops "Won't Diss You," new single. It's an amazing song. I'm just gonna shoot right out of the gates and say like this will likely be a song in my top 10 singles of the year list.
Yeah. that's like that's not a bad take because I agree with you. Like it's probably gonna be in my
Yeah.
top 10, or it's in my top 10 right now, but it's definitely gonna be in my top
Mhm.
10 for the year. I think when it's all said and done. I mean, still half a year left, but yeah, this shit was fucking crazy. This is just a glazing Yachty podcast at this point, but like, yeah, bro. Like, what do you want us to do, man?
That's what I want to say. And it's like I know we're two people who are relatively higher on Yachty, but like, what are we just gonna do? Have him drop music and us just be like, oh, it's good, but I'm biased on Yachty, and we can do that whole shindig. But like, this is objective. It's my favorite thing about Yachty, and I've probably mentioned it on 3 podcasts. Is he can do all the styles of Lil Yachty at once, and you get this again. He can rap fast. It's an older beat. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's like what I want to listen to
Yeah.
when I pull up my phone.
Yeah.
I there's not much to say besides great beat, great rapping, and then like it's consistent. Everything he drops is consistent.
Yeah. I mean, like that was one of the things I put down too. It's like it feels like every time he drops, he like improves, and there's something that like impresses me more about him every time. I mean, like you said, it's just like I don't like it's just incredible. Like he's just like great rapping, great production. Like I love it. I love this song, man. Like he did it again. He really did it again. Like I'm really excited like for this out like when this Yachty album comes out. I'm so excited. Like it is just going to be the culmination of everything. I can't wait.
Okay, so we've espoused our opinion on this record. So, as two people who are higher on Yachty, if you're trying to look at Yachty as a top 5 rapper after this album, what does he need to do to get there in the eyes of the mainstream?
I mean, I think like what he's doing right now is like the perfect strategy. I think I talked about this like like knowing us probably like 3 times, but like definitely last episode or 2 episodes ago, it's just like he's kind of appealing to everybody. Like he's still hanging around Drake. He's touring with Tyler. He like writes and produces everything for Ian. Like he's kind of like spreading like his talent like across all these different groups. And I think that's really going to benefit him because once this album drops, he's going to get like a shit ton of cosigns from everybody. And then people are going to be like, "Oh, like Drake likes this album? Like what's going on with Yachty lately? Oh, Tyler thought this thing was fire. Let's go see what's happening. Oh, Ian thought this thing was fire. All right." But like, you know what I mean though? It's like, I think like continuing to build the connections that he has, it's really going to benefit him to like get in people's heads that like Yachty has arrived and he's like completed like his trading arc and he's like, this is it. Like he's here,
That's huge. And what if you could have one, I know probably what your answer is going to be, but if you could have one person on this next Yachty album, who would it be?
If there's a Tyler feature on this album, I'm gonna like, I don't know what I'll do. I'll do some shit I can't say on camera, bro. Swear to God. if there's one Tyler feature, if it's like 4 bars, dude, it's over. It's over.
Dude, if there's a Tyler produced song, I would lose.
Oh my god, you don't even like.
Loki, I'd rather have Yachty on a Tyler project than Tyler on a Yachty project, but I'll take one.
Tyler features are underrated, bro. But like a Tyler produced Yachty song would. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's better for if like Yachty were to go into Tyler's world rather than the other way around. Even though Tyler features are great, I just
Or if he did some like crazy shit and like got like a Drake feature on there, that would be fucking crazy. That's probably not gonna happen.
Drake's.
But like
Drake's definitely gonna be.
You think so?
I'd assume Drake and Tyler would be on.
That would be great. That would really like propel this thing like to the mainstream. That would like if he gets some like heavy hitting features on this, that would like get some eyes on him for sure.
Well, I know. Well, obviously, I think he's definitely gonna be on the Yachty album because. Well, there's the history with Drake where you have him doing the reference track for Jumbotron Shit Poppin'. He produced a song on Her Loss. I forget which one. And then he also did like the creative direction for it. And then on 100 Gigs he did Super Soap.
Yeah.
Which his feature didn't end up coming out because I think there was like a Christian artist who didn't clear who wouldn't clear it based off Yachty's lyrics or something like that.
It's believable.
But I mean, I would expect both of them, and then also if you spend a whole tour with somebody, I assume they're going to be on the album. So I'd assume both of them are probably on
Yeah,
the album.
yeah,
And I don't know, probably like Cardi or Future. Like it's going to be a hot album. Like it's going to be on the same level as like people will be as prepared for this Yachty album as they were for the last Cardi album. Because
yeah,
it's not like Cardi dropped at peak hype. Like he dropped like halfway through, like
hmm
3/4 hype.
yeah,
So I'm excited to see where that
yeah,
goes. And and he'll probably drop this year. It'll be top 3 albums.
yeah, for sure. It's
Barring
But yeah, like if we're talking like going back to your question, like if we're talking how he gets in the mainstream, man, like if he drops like an album and it's just shock the rim with these like top level like features, that would be he would explode. Like seriously. I think so at least.
Yeah, if he does like Drake, if he does Drake, Tyler, Thug, Cardi, Future,
Oh my god.
that and Travis.
Dude, that would be crazy. That's what I'm saying, man. Like he's building
I don't
these
know. I don't know
connections.
if him and Travis are cool. And actually, I don't think him and Thug are cool.
I don't know
But
either, but like I'm just saying, like he's building like this portfolio of like artists at his disposal. So
mhm.
you know,
Yeah, so excited for the next Yachty release. This single, make sure you add this to your playlist.
yeah,
It's an absolute must-add coming from both of us.
100%.
Another release we're checking out this week, we're about halfway in between an album and a single,
Mhm.
is the JDLU Preluxe from JID.
Mhm.
4 songs, one that is a solo record, a Yachty feature, an Eminem feature, and a Black feature. How'd you feel about this one?
I thought this one was pretty good. I mean, like when I first listened to it, I thought it was like I don't know why. I don't think my brain I like my didn't register in my brain what was happening, but like I was like half focused, but I don't know, I felt differently. But now I like it really grew on me a lot. The only thing I didn't really enjoy was like the Eminem feature. Or like that song in particular, but other than that, I was like a really big fan of this project. And like my here we go again. My favorite part was like I think the Yachty song "Knew Better" was like definitely like the highlight. Yeah, like here we go. But like no, I thought this thing was solid. Like I know JD like this is the preluxe to his album dropping in like I think like 3 weeks from now maybe. Off the top of my head, but no, like it definitely got me excited for the album and something it pretty much enjoyed. Like 75% of it.
I love this 4-pack from JID.
Yeah.
And it was well worth the time of listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't know. I don't want to go on a tangent about it, but I'm similar. I really struggle to enjoy modern Eminem,
Yeah.
and I don't want to get into it too deeply because this is about JID.
Mm-hmm.
But I struggled with that Eminem. I struggle like if Eminem doesn't have the time capsule of like when he released everything, I just struggle to enjoy it. And that's not even me trying to hate or call him washed.
Yeah.
I just struggle to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yachty feature, fire. Black feature, fire.
Gas. So
the
gas.
solo track Behold was fire. I think JID's versatility, and I actually saw a recent clip, I forget. I think he was on Bootleg Kev's podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that he doesn't listen to the way he raps. Like he doesn't listen to like lyrical rap music, and I think that's like one of his biggest advantages.
Yeah.
Is because like he'll rap on R&B beats, he'll rap
Mm-hmm.
on like fast beats, and it's an original flow. Like,
Yeah.
it's all him.
Yeah.
He's all crafted it. Every song here sounds like a JID song, and I mean that in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Eminem song, he sounded great.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was excited by this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm excited about the JID album coming up.
Yeah, I mean like JID is definitely like one of the top dogs for sure. Like if you're not on like JID right now, you gotta get on that shit, bro. Like he's insane. Like I compared these 4 songs to the Forever Story, the last album, because that's literally one of my favorite albums like ever. And it's a little bit different, you know. It's like a little more like loud. I think this one is a little more loud and like in your face, but I don't think that's like a bad thing. because I just think JID just does such a good job of like, making the song like his own, and that's what I think. Like you said, like you can tell it's a JID song, but that's not a bad thing, you know.
It's louder and it's more aggressive.
Yes.
It's
Yes. Thank you.
more him cementing himself.
Hmm.
I think the last album was great, and I also like I'm always gonna prefer JID like when he's on some of these slower beats, whether they be like an R&B beat or
Hmm.
more of a slower methodical rap beat, because I feel like he does his best work in the pocket when he's speeding up and slowing down all over the
Yeah.
place, like where he dictates the pace of the song no matter what the beat is. So when the beat's slower than him,
Hmm.
he can go up or go down
Yeah.
to it.
100% agree.
I think and I think like the Black song, especially Lisa on this one, allows JID to just like
Hmm.
improvise really, and it's not improvised in a sloppy way
Hmm.
or in like a non thought out way. He improvises like the way he's delivering
Yeah.
the lyrics, and I think it's very similar to a lot of the stuff he did on like the Dreamville project with like Sacrifices 1993,
Yeah.
or even on the Forever Story with Brother Nem,
Yeah.
uh, with the Dirk feature.
Yeah. No, this one was really good though. Like again, JID is probably one of the best like technical rappers like right now, like in the game. And like you said, just his ability to just like, make any song his own, kind of like take control of like a beat and really like drive it is just like, yeah, it's this one's got me. This little like free album thing's got me pretty excited for this album and kind of the sound and the direction like he's clearly trying to go. Like it's definitely like different from the last one, but again, it's not a bad thing. Like I'm still looking forward to it.
I'm interested to see how it fits in, and I think there's a broader discussion here as well.
Sure.
Um, the Preluxe model, I think it was really a PR thing for people to go and listen to it in a week that is filled with Drake, Yachty, Ski Mask, Clipse, and Travis Scott
Hmm.
albums. Yeah, and singles. It's really like a PR move for him to do it, but I think the idea of a Preluxe is no different than dropping 4 singles.
Yeah.
And if you put them on the album, you get the streaming numbers.
Yeah.
I get that it was a way to differentiate, but it's the same as him if he separated these 4 singles by a month each,
Hmm.
and then just drop the album
Yeah.
with them on it or with them not.
Yeah.
So I see like a lot of like the PR stuff is like when more artists start dropping a Preluxe,
Hmm.
and it's in my head it's just the reason why it's a deluxe is like additional on the end. It's the same as just releasing singles.
Yeah. I mean, like that's an interesting like way to look at it, I guess. Like I mean, I guess you're kind of right. Like I mean, if you think about it, like if he drops like 4 singles like month after month after month, and he drops like a single like this week, and it maybe doesn't perform so well, but like
Right.
I don't even think like the Prelux model is necessarily like a bad thing. I think of it as more of
Mhm.
like a teaser trailer, like those 2.5 minute like trailers you see in the movie theater, like the good previews like before a movie. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just like it's like a small like chunk of something that's gonna come out that gets you
Mhm.
excited for what's coming out, you know? And like
Mhm.
some people like if you drop a bad Prelux, like you're fucked. Like basically. like but like this one being good, like it's gonna get people excited, you know? Will
Mhm.
will that lead to more like streaming numbers or just like will it chart high, will it cause the album to chart higher? I don't know, but I think generally I think that model like gets people more excited, more on board with the sound and direction of a project.
If he puts the songs on the album, there's no doubt to me that it will chart higher
Yeah,
and stream better than it
sure.
would. I think there is advantage in it though, where you can pack in some like, and this is honestly now looking at it after you brought that up, you can pack in a bad Eminem feature and have all the Eminem fans listen to it, but not get the pushback from the main rap audience
Mhm.
about a bad Eminem feature.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
looking at it, looking at it, you can pack some of the bad. You also can pack some of the good. You're not gonna get, say, one of these singles. Say you dropped the Yachty single and it was a hit song.
Mhm.
You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that platform to drop a hit single
Yeah.
with a 4-song model.
Mhm.
But it can pack some of the good, can pack some of the bad.
Mhm.
And I'm interested to see how much it sells and where the sales come from with this album.
I'm just interested to see if my final takeaway about this thing. I'm really interested to see if this is like, I talk about this a lot, but if this is the full direction of the album. Like, if it is, like, that's cool. I don't care, but like, it'll be interesting like to see like to set the kind of precedent of like a Preluxe model. If that is like, that was his game plan to get people like in tune and on board with this sound that's different from his last album, or if it's just like 4 random songs like he was kind of nervous of spacing out and just like wanted to shove into one package, you know? It'll be interesting to see.
And they fit together.
Yeah,
they fit together. He doesn't want to put them on the album.
Right. Yeah. If it's like that, or if it's like actually like, all right, guys, like here's a teaser, but like here's what it's gonna sound like, so be ready. Like, it'll be interesting for him to set that like precedent, I guess.
All right, so out of those 4 songs, which one was your favorite?
Dude, it's the Yachty song. It's New Better Bet. It's the Yachty song. I mean, like, I think I wrote in my notes, literally, I wrote in our Google Doc, this is a Yachty glazing podcast. But, like, I think this is just the strongest one of the bunch, you know? I mean, the solo one was, like, I thought the solo one was very good. I thought the Black, like, the song with Black, the feature was really strong. We're not going to do an Eminem side tangent right now. We don't have time. Yeah. We're not going to do that. Yeah. But wasn't really a fan of that one for a couple of different reasons. But definitely, like, yeah. I'm just like, yeah, Yachty, man.
So if you include New Better with Won't Diss You, Catch Me Outside 2, Tree, and What Did I Miss, how are you ranking these in terms of, like, best to worst?
New Better's probably number 2. I think Won't Diss You's definitely number 1. No. What Did I Miss is number 2. And then the JID song's number 3. And then we'll go Tree. And then we'll go Catch Me Outside 2. I
think I would have it ranked the same way. So
if
you're looking at singles and you're looking at picking and prodding it, I would say, I think Tree is a must-add, despite the weak Wayne feature. Not to go back too far, I think that's a song like absolutely worth listening to. I think you can I think all these songs we have talked about so far are worth listening to. Besides the Eminem feature on the JID album and Catch Me Outside 2, even though the Catch Me Outside 2 record's not bad. But I think those two you can easily pass.
Yeah, I said that too. Like Catch Me Outside 2, like it's like fine, you know, like it's fine, but like everything else that we talked about today is like I would definitely like check it out. Like 100%, I would like co-sign it. Yeah, like again, not like you said, not to go too far back, but like the Tree verses may have been weak, but like just listening for like Chance and like seeing where he's at is like, I think it makes the song totally worth it, dude. It's insane. It's good. He's crazy, bro. He's head on, man. That's what I'm saying. Like this could like we're in maybe territory.
Right.
If he drops a solo single and it's just as good, like just as strong rapping, like I'm saying he's back. But sorry, that's a. Like,
yeah, I mean he made it out of the woods into maybe. So that wraps up our singles analysis for this week. The main event, and we are 43 minutes into this podcast.
Holy shit!
The main event. So my computer's gonna have a stroke tonight exporting this.
Same.
But last week we missed the Let God Sort 'Em Out, the album by Clipse, first release in a while from these 2000 staple. It's a classic duo, and I listened to this project through. I gave it another listen. And in today's modern age, I was just simply impressed by, obviously, Malice is great on this project, but Pusha T, he is still one of the best rappers in the world. He is. Pusha T is still leaps and bounds ahead of some of the rappers making the biggest hits in the world right now.
Yeah.
And I think he's also He's rapping the best he ever has. His verses are competing with anybody. And he's also being the arbiter of right and wrong and kind of being that guy in rap who's calling out people for being fake or people being too industry. And I loved the project.
Yeah, dude, I was so excited to talk about this one just because I thought this thing was incredible. This was fantastic. I mean, dude, you harped on it a lot, but Pusha T does not age. That man cannot fall off. He's allergic to it. It's like he ages like fine wine. It's like people like forget that like Pusha T's like actually fucking insane, and then he drops something and everybody remembers again, and then everybody forgets again, and the cycle repeats itself. And then people are like, "Holy shit, I didn't know Pusha T was good." It's like, yes, you did, bro, but you forgot, like you always do. No, this thing was like this whole project was incredible, man. Like I'm gonna glaze the fuck out of this thing. Like this is probably gonna end up like in my top 10 albums of the year for certain. Maybe my top 5. Like I'm not even joking. Like like I can't like I can't glaze this thing enough. Like I'm really high on this thing.
I think the production across this album is incredible.
It's next level,
from the Pharrell cuts to some of the more feature line records, a POV or Chains and Whips. But the production, the drums, the melodies across this album are elite. And the weird thing too is I didn't think the album was gonna be bad. I didn't like the single, which is Ace Trumpets. I honestly like didn't really like it, but I knew the album was gonna be good in a weird way. I think it was just because it's Pusha T.
Yeah.
But I honestly like I went into this thinking like it was gonna be a good album, and it was a great album. Pusha T's rapping on it is great, and I think one of the best verses on here is Malice on So Be It. It's classic. Obviously Pusha T gets his push in his
good one.
Really, I didn't mean that, but he gets his push. He gets that front of the album image, but it's also a real. He's a real strong rapper, and then Malice comes in with these punchlines that are insane.
Yeah.
Across the whole record.
Yeah.
I want to get into it. I also love the Nas feature. I think the Nas feature was great.
Yeah.
And also someone who doesn't age. I loved that, especially on a Pharrell beat.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, you said it, bro. Like the production on this thing does not waver, and it's so interesting to see. Like, these are guys who have been around forever, and they're making like a project of this like high like quality and caliber. It's like, it's something else, man. Like, just everything is just so consistent on this thing. Like, there wasn't a point where I was like, oh, this is like sort of kind of ass, or like, I'm not really like a fan of this. I'm not gonna sit here and say that the whole thing had me float like levitating out of my room the whole time, but like it was just good, man. And like it's hard to find stuff that like kind of sounds like this like coming out today, and like, man, I just think Pusha T knocked it out of the park.
It's interesting that you mentioned that too, because as much as I want to be like these guys are sick. Don't get me wrong, but on a 13-track album, I don't know nowadays like who could do this consistent of a project. I think it just kind of speaks to the fast food music we listen to, and that's not me being an old head. It's me literally saying that there's maybe 9 or 10 acts in rap music who can make an album like this, like you can count them on 2 hands, and it's kind of sad because this kind of was the consistent like bar of quality. It's not even like it's not like an all-time album. Like I loved it. It will be one of the best of the year, but it's not like an all-time album.
Yeah.
But I'm so elated by it because some of the music we listen to is just so bad.
It's refreshing, yeah. Like doing this podcast, I've had to listen to a lot of slop, but. No.
We're only on episode 6, buddy.
No, sorry. Let me lock in. Let me lock in for a second. No, but it's just kind of refreshing to hear something like this coming out, like you said, like in 2025. Like this kind of like consistency doesn't really like exist in the modern day. But like, yeah, rappers who could do this consistently, count them on two hands. Hobson, Eminem,
Oh,
Freddie Gibbs.
B.O.B. B.O.B. Little drop top. Like, no.
Bro, like Logic.
God, I don't as much. It's a consistent album through. I want to be honest. I think the Chains and Whips verse is overrated from Kendrick. I'm seeing like Complex had it as the second best verse of the year before it even came out. It's not like it's a good verse. It's not a bad verse, but it's not a top 10 verse of the year. It's not even a top 10 Kendrick verse of the past like year, say June to June.
Yeah.
Or, like whatever, July to July. Like it's not what people are making it out to be.
I just think we live in a world where like anything Kendrick drops now for the next like however long it may be is just kind of blown out of proportion and overrated in a way. Again, like it's not a bad verse. Like I agree with you. Like it's very solid, very very solid. But like, yeah, the Kendrick dick riders like blew it out of the water, saying it was the best thing they've ever heard. Like it's fine, solid song, a solid verse.
It's a solid verse, but
no
the way people were talking about it, it was like it's not a. And it's coming from somebody like I hate that we've lost the idea of nuance in rap discussion because I like Kendrick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like Kendrick, but I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a top 10 verse of the year when it's just not.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's something. I think I liked POV. Like the Tyler verse is good, but it's not what made the song to me. I liked it more than the Kendrick verse.
Mm-hmm.
I like it as a Tyler verse. But the beat on that is insane, and I think Pusha T and Mouse both did better than Tyler on that record.
Yeah,
which says something because it's a strong verse.
I 100% agree. I mean, like, dude, like it's so hard to compete with like Pusha T and Malice, bro. Like, I mean, that was a good ass Tyler verse, but like, that's tough, man. Like, what are you gonna do? And like, that was definitely one of my favorite tracks on the album because I'm a Tyler Glazer. Like, shoot me, whatever. But yeah, one of my highlights was like So Far Ahead. Like both songs with the Pharrell on them, So Far Ahead and by the Grace of God, like those were just so good, man. And like I just love the Pharrell like production and stuff. Like I'm such a sucker for that kind of thing, and like you know, combine that with like the consistently strong like verses overall, man, oh man.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to look at. I love the Pharrell production. I liked By Grace of God a lot coming out, but I sometimes like I don't know why, but like Pharrell on like heavenly stuff just sounds a little corny to me. I don't know why, but like when Pharrell gets too serious, I tend to like not like it as much. But when it's like a good like Pharrell's production is never missed.
Yeah,
obviously. What are your biggest adds from this album to your playlist?
For me, we already talked about it, but POV, with the Tyler verse. Again, Tyler Glazer. And then I already talked about the two Pharrell songs, So Far Ahead and By the Grace of God. And another one I really liked this one a lot. Oh my god. My bad. I forgot about the song EBITDA, another Pharrell produced song.
I had that one too.
Yeah, really good one. But I also really liked MTB TTF. No features on that one. I don't know why, but I just like that was probably one of my favorites on the album overall. Like just very like, I mean, it kind of just sums up the album, you know, just really good verses from both Pusha T and Malice, and it was legit, it was a really good song. But like, in all honesty though, like, it's so hard for me to pick out just a couple from this thing that I'm just gonna like keep rocking with because I love pretty much all of it, man. Like, I loved it.
I think it's an album that you can put in. It's almost like I would, if we're talking physical days of music, I'd buy the CD and I'd put it in my car and I'd just play it. It's one of those ones that's worth listening to, not too much bloat. I had POV. I think So Be It. So Be It's gonna be on my top 10 song. I love that record.
It's a great song, bro. It's a good one. It's a really good song.
Let God See Him, Chandeliers with the Nas verse. I'm a sucker for Nas. FICO, which I love. You know, we're gonna have to limit the top 10 songs of the year to 2 per artist, but I loved FICO. And then,
FICO was insane. Yeah, that was a good one.
FICO is insane. And it's a good project. Ugh. And I think I want to finalize my ratings at the end of the year. We're gonna go through like our albums list.
Yeah.
We might just do like a top we might just take all of these albums we've done and just do a mega show. But where do you have this ranked out of 10?
For the first time in podcast history, I don't have a range of how I'm feeling, which is how I tend to like sort of score albums. When I listen to this thing, I had a score in mind. 9.2. There's your number. 9.2. I think this thing's like a 9. Solid 9 out of 10, bro. Like, it's great. Like, it's just like you said, man. If I had if CDs existed, man, I'd play this shit in my car all the time and scare the hoes. Like, that's what I'd be doing.
I think I would have this as an 8.8, and I could see it being a 9 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's not me drawing back from this album. I think it's just really tough for me to give an album a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like I need, but at the end of the year I could reevaluate and say this is a 9 easily.
I'm just letting you know, it's hard for me to give albums 9s too, brother. Like,
yeah. No, and we're probably about 4 or 5 albums in, probably like 6 albums in, and we've never given anything an even. I mean, I gave the Pierre Bourne album an 8, like a low 8, like a high 7. But outside of that, I haven't given anything. Honestly, might want to lower that one anyways.
First 9.
This is a 9. If you're giving this a 9, I'm not down.
Wait till the Yachty album comes out and we give the first 10 in show history. First consensus 10.
Wait till the Aries album comes out.
That shit's gonna go crazy. That's gonna be a crazy episode, bro. Wait till the next Tommy Richmond album comes out, man. Then that'll be the first consensus 10 in show history.
Oh, good lord. But yeah, exiting that album, I think it's honestly an easy transition from that one to this one. Pusha T did not bite his words on this album either. Seeing a Travis Scott diss on So Be It, and, you know, even a line about Calabasas, Kylie Jenner, how Calabasas took your bitch and your pride in front of me.
True.
Which was followed up by a subliminal, I'll call it, with Travis Scott on Champagne and Vacay, saying he's made 100 off of Pushin' T's. I do think it is a pointless I mean, A, I agree with Pusha T. B, he's right in that, and it's fair for him to go at him, but it also has, it's Travis Scott. You're picking a fight with a melodic rapper.
Yeah.
It's not something to be like proud of, or like they're gonna go back and forth. You can even see in the Travis Scott response that there was really nothing for there to be.
No.
But there is a comparison, and obviously sales won't be equal with Jackboys dropping 3 days after Let's Sort 'Em Out. But Jackboys 2, new project from the Cactus Jack collective, including Travis Scott, Sheck West, Wally the Sensei, Sofago, and Chase B. Where do we start with this album, and how do you feel about it?
You know, I before this album came out, I got baited on Twitter by a rap account saying that Jackboys 2 was canceled, and then I clicked on the post, and then it was a fake Instagram story from Travis Scott saying, "I'm canceling Jackboys 2 so I can jack more boys," and then that pissed me off. And then 2 days later, the album dropped, and I listened to the first Jackboys album before listening to this one, just because I wanted like the frame of reference of like what was. I remember it being like a lot longer. I don't remember it being 7 songs.
Me too.
Right? Like
me too. I went back and I looked at it. It was 7 songs.
I know. Did we get like psyoped or something? I remember it being like, oh my god, like this thing had so many hits, like, and it was like long as fuck, but there were like all these hits sprinkled in. It was just 7 songs of straight gas. And I was like, oh shit.
Dude, it was 7 songs, but it was like a weird mix of like, you had the Highest in the Room remix,
yeah,
the song with Don Toliver and the Migos.
Yeah.
And it was like a weird mix. And then like a pop, like Gotti is a pop smoke song.
Dude.
Like, it's not like
Dude, yeah, after I
So
heard that one, I went down a Pop Smoke rabbit hole. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to
yes,
sidetrack, but like getting into
no,
Jackboys,
it's fair. It's
yeah,
fair.
getting into Jackboys too, though, it feels a lot more like planned out. You know, it feels like there's a lot more
Hmm.
direction with this one. There's a lot more songs, but I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, I think it's 15 songs if I'm not mistaken, but it's 15 like very like calculated songs. Like the first Jack Boys
Hmm.
kind of just felt like all of these fuckers who knew Travis Scott got into a room and just like recorded the album in a day and then dropped it and just made like 7 classics and then left. But this one feels like there was more of a coordinated effort to make like a feasible like thing and like a feasible project, you know? And I think, I thought this thing was very solid. Like I didn't really think there were a lot of like there were some high highs when there weren't like I didn't think the lows were particularly low, but no,
Hmm.
I really thought this thing was solid. Like the production, like I mean, getting into it, like the production was very consistent. Like I think everybody kind of did their part. Everybody kind of like held their own weight or anything. I don't really think anybody like mega dragged behind, but I thought this thing was pretty solid overall, though.
I would say I really like this project, but the overall response I've seen from people online is incredibly negative.
Mm.
I think it will be a whole lot of red situation, maybe not to that level where you see an incredibly negative reception and then it ages very well.
Mm-hmm.
But I fully agree with the idea that this is a calculated album, and I think it's fair. I mean, outside of Jackboys, every Travis Scott album seems to be incredibly calculated
Mm-hmm.
and not thrown together, and it sets him apart.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I really liked how he had that intro that made it sound like a radio station, like station
Yeah.
identification, like hey, we're going in this hour of the radio programming, and it made it feel like a cohesive project
Mm-hmm.
instead of a bunch of songs just thrown together, and I appreciated that.
Yeah.
And I think intros by the Bun B segments, Vibes Cartel and Waka all being put all into those intros and adding to the field, that it feels like a good cohesive project.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that when you're ranking an album is almost worth 1 or 2 points.
Yeah.
And the fact that like if I want to go back and listen to this album, I want to feel like this is an album experience.
Yeah.
And I think he definitely checked the box.
Yeah. I don't mean like again, we talk like when I talked about Jackboys like feeling like it was thrown together. I don't mean that in like a bad
Mm-hmm.
way. Like I mean
Yeah.
it kind of lends itself like to its benefit almost, that it feels like kind of this like spontaneous decision, like hey, like let's make this like super album together, like let's make this like essentially like super group kind of, I guess. But like no, like yeah, when you talk like album intros, like it definitely adds to the experience for sure. And like I mean, like you said, it
Mm-hmm.
really like sets the stage of like this is different. This is not just us having fun in the studio. Like we're really trying to like make something here. Like it's actually like a real album.
And I think every feature was like great.
Yeah.
Or not great, but at least good. Like I didn't
Yeah.
feel like there was a wasted feature.
Yeah.
Cardi on Where Was You was great.
Mhm.
Both future verses on were great. I loved, and I know it's getting clowned a lot online, Shine, but I love the Glorilla verse. That is strong.
Dude,
Like that's a strong Glorilla verse.
Glorilla's fucking fire, dude. Any Glorilla features are fire. I'm not even gonna. I don't even care. I'll say it with my chest. Glorilla features are
Yeah.
fire if they're used correctly. Oh my god, they're so good. Are you kidding me?
I don't know why. It might just be the Memphis bag and how aggressive she comes out, but like,
Yeah.
I love when Glorilla's on.
Yeah.
Like
It's different, man. It's
I
different,
don't
man.
feel bad about it.
Yeah,
It hits hard. And
it hits hard.
I liked it. I loved Young Boy on Outside.
Yeah.
Even if the song wasn't the best, I loved his part on it. He could rap
Yeah.
crazy. And then Kodak's verse, even though he's talking about smoking meth, I like that one too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, again, this is like sort of like again, this is where you get that branch off from like the original Jackboys and stuff. This and it makes something that makes it feel a little more like an album, is the fact that it does have features from other artists, not necessarily associated with like the Cactus Jack like label collective, Where like the original Jackboys was kind of like that. This one they're kind of bringing in other artists to like help them. And again, I think that really adds to the idea of like, hey, this is an actual album that we thought about and planned and like worked on, you know?
Yeah, I think there's a there's a very different like feel from Jackboys 1 to Jackboys 2
Sure.
in the calculated part, but also this feels more to me like a Travis Scott album
Yeah, I
than
get that.
a Jackboys album. I think there was also like a certain attitude with Quavo, Offset, Pop Smoke, all those guys on that, and then like No So Fago really,
Mm-hmm.
and like No Wally the Sensei, to where like that felt like way more of like a street Atlanta album,
Mm-hmm.
and this feels a little bit more like a Travis Scott album.
Yeah, which isn't like that's not a bad
Which
thing.
isn't necessarily negative,
No.
but it does feel more like a Travis Scott.
Yeah, like it's not a bad thing. I think like, you know, if you're making an album that sounds like Travis Scott, like you're probably doing a pretty good job, you know, but I can see that argument though for sure. Like it's definitely like yeah, and I think that kind of maybe is why I'm feeling so much of this like concise, like planned out like vibe from this album because it feels like how Travis Scott would like produce an album.
I think too. There's about 6 songs on there that you see Travis Scott without another Jackboys artist on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it feel more Travis Scott
Yeah.
esque. And I do agree too. Like honestly, there's like you don't, and I think it would be. It's kind of crazy how much Pop Smoke added to that first album.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the fact that like he with like one song he made that feel like a hard street album,
Yeah.
and this is like way more melodic, but this one feels way more put together. So
Mm-hmm.
there's positive and negatives with um the nature of this album.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to bring it through because I think it's important outside of Travis Scott to focus on the other members. How did you feel about each artist? How do you feel about Sheck Wes's contribution to this album?
I mean, I don't think like Shaq. I think Shaq West did a really good job. I mean, like here's the thing about all the other artists, like and all their other different features. Like I feel like they all pull their own weight, but I think Shaq West did like an especially like pretty like good job of like carrying his own weight. Like sometimes like you get like Travis in there, and then you're like, oh, they're clearly just they're worse, like for sure. But like with Shaq West, it was like, oh, like it's not bad. Like you know, it feels like pretty like you're getting close, you know. But like I think he did a pretty good job overall.
I think Sheck West was like a great, and he showed so much versatility, like getting quiet, doing like a little bit more like darker, mysterious raps, but also then like some of the old stuff he does with the screaming and intensity, great.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wally the Sensei had some good contributions here and there, nothing to talk about too much.
Yeah.
And then I would say the one main criticism I have about this album is I think that Don Toliver does better without Travis Scott. I feel like his highs are these melodic based like long range vocals.
Yeah.
But that's also like Travis Scott's best thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear them together on a track, they don't really complement each other enough to where it's almost like I like Don Toliver because he's a Travis Scott light, and I don't mean that as a diss at all.
Yeah,
he's definitely a little bit different, but he's still super melodic, just like Travis. And I feel like this album might struggle a little bit when you hear the repetitiveness of Don Toliver and Travis Scott.
I understand that sentiment, like the argument makes sense, but like I kind of disagree in the fact that like it doesn't really bother me. Or like I don't really find it boring that they sound similar. I mean, like, you know, like we both acknowledge that like Don Toliver is pretty much like Travis Scott light. Again, like that's not a problem. Like whatever. But like I'm not sitting there. I'm like and going like, oh, here we go again. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is Don Toliver. This is different. You know, like it's the same. It's the same thing, but I think it's different. I think it differentiates itself like enough to where like I'm not really like I don't find it repetitive, like
I think I don't even I know it does feel slightly repetitive, but I just don't think it allows Don Toliver to hit these big moments.
yeah.
And Don Toliver's a big enough artist on his own to where he doesn't need this platform to like excel and
Hmm.
then people to believe in him because people already do.
Yeah.
But I do think like if you compare this to like a and I know this is kind of a crazy example, but like a Moon, like when he's on Kanye's
Yeah.
stuff on Donda,
Yeah.
and you're given that like range where he's so different
Hmm.
from the artists he's also with, or even like a Too Many Nights on Heroes and Villains, and like his big songs with Bandit or
Hmm.
Had Enough on the last Jackboys. But I feel like there's more of a lane for him to succeed.
Yeah.
But then I think it comes down to Sofago. How do we feel about Sofago's contribution here?
Sophia was fine. Like, like nothing that really like uh blew me away, nothing that I really thought was like super bad or anything. It was more of just like it was kind of mid, like I did, like me personally I just didn't really like have anything to write home about with Sophia, which is kind of unfortunate because I know like he's got a seriously like dedicated like fan base of people who swear by him and like swear he's the shit or whatever. And like I'm not saying I disagree, but I'm also not saying I agree, but regardless, like I feel like this is a perfect situation. Like if you're Sofia where you really need to like go crazy, like and excel. And I just don't feel like he really does that. Like I don't feel like he capitalizes like on the platform he's given on this album, in my opinion.
I'm in the same exact position,
Yeah.
and I felt like okay, so you have a Go Plus, which is like okay,
Mm-hmm.
like a year ago, and then you're removed from like his best solo album, which is Pink Hearts,
Mm-hmm.
and you're years removed from that, and you haven't been able to drop music according to you because the label's not allowing you to, and then you pop out with MM3,
Mm-hmm.
and that track just seems to like just fall short.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad,
Yeah.
but then it's like okay, like it was decent,
Mm-hmm.
but like you need this like where Don Toliver doesn't need this platform to boost his career, Sofago absolutely
Yeah,
does.
exactly. That's exactly my point.
And
Yeah.
and it's just how long does the leash go on Sofago? And I get I know and I think it's a testament to even Jackboys like they totally could have dropped Sofago.
Yeah.
Like they could have dropped Sofago if he was costing them money and not or just not even dropped him, just didn't put him on the album and didn't really care about it.
Mm-hmm.
But they did give him a full solo spot on there and they gave him Contest with Travis, which I actually really liked.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't because I was blown away by Sofago.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of where I land on him, and I'm not like I don't really think I'm gonna be like oh, and I love the Pink Hearts too,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I'm not really gonna. I don't even think we'll review the next Sofago album unless we're like it's a slow week.
Yeah. It's just kind of unfortunate too, because like I said, like you got like this dedicated like Sofago fan base that kind of like swears by him. Like I know people in real life who are Sofago diehards, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like whatever. But like I don't know, like you're kind of expecting like when you hear like a lot of this talk about like he's next up, like he's him, like you're kind of expecting him to kind of like we talked about, like knock it out of the park. Like when he's given the opportunity to be on like a Jackboys album that's gonna get a lot of eyes on it. And like I'm not like again, I don't think it's bad. Like I don't think the song is bad. Like I don't think MM3 is bad. I don't think his features are bad. I think they're okay. And
Mm-hmm.
like again, like we both said multiple times, like you can't have okay right now if you're so Fago. It
You
you
can't.
can't. Like you need to like show people like you're still around and you're still this guy that people say you are. You know?
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if we just don't really notice it because we're older, but like we're about 4 years removed from his rise and like that like him. I really remember Sofago coming out like around the same time as Yeet.
Yeah.
And like even he has like really moved forward, and even if I'm not the biggest fan of his stuff, like there's clear progression and clear like build in his popularity,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just not seeing it with Sofago. And what are you gonna do when he's not gonna be allowed to drop music for a while after this? Unless, like, I mean, it'd probably give him a good boost.
Mm-hmm.
But like, do you think they're gonna allow him to drop a project? We'll see.
I mean, like,
But
again, like, you get into, like, the conversation about, like, Yeet and stuff. People came up around the same time. Like, Yeet's actually dropping music. That's why he's growing. And if you're so Fago and you can't drop anything, I guess, you know, like, who knows, like, you just can't drop music, then you're not gonna grow. Simple as, you know, full stop. Like, yeah, it's just like, this was like, I think, his chance to really just like bring people back in, be like, oh yeah, he's still here, I remember.
And I think it's just a cautionary tale about signing to another artist.
Yeah,
it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Like what has anybody been on the lookout for Sheck West? And it's like I mean, Don Tolliver's the odd ball out here because he has had so much success, but none of these guys, like, when Travis Scott still has a main career to worry about, why are they going to put out your album to compete with Travis Scott's when they have no advantage to that?
Yeah,
they have no advantage to push your music. They're going to shelf you.
Yeah.
So I think that can be a takeaway from this. What are the ads to the playlist from this one?
I think the ads to the playlist for me, let me go through my list real quick. I think this is kind of crazy for me, but I think the song Outside with Youngboy is like a definite ad. I'm not like I'm not high on like Youngboy or anything. I never really got into it. You know, like, it's not like a fact that I don't like the guy. It's just I never really got into it at the time when it was hot, and like it just, you know, never really took that time. But
yeah, we're gonna see the difference. July 25th when we have the new Youngboy album to review.
Yeah,
and we're gonna see how much of a fan I am.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
That'll be an interesting show.
30-minute segment, guys. Yeah, I liked "Where Was You" with Playboi Carti. I think that song was pretty fire. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, what else are you gonna say about that? I thought Champagne and Vacay too was good. I know you talked about, like, you know, Don Toliver with Travis Scott tends to like make Don Toliver like kind of like weaker, I guess, or like not really like hold the same wave, but like, I don't know. I thought that this one was pretty solid. Like, I would continue.
I thought it had good energy, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't over the moon. I'm probably not going back to it. And it's also like you had a Pusha T diss in there that's like Pusha T subliminally. It's just like,
yeah. I mean, okay. But like, I just fucked with I fucked with the energy.
Yeah, the energy.
Yeah. Sure. What about you, man? What are we thinking?
So I had 2000 Excursion, which was a single for this. I think it might be the best song on the album.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I loved Kick Out. I didn't actually get into this, but I wish there was a 21 verse on that shit, not just fucking.
Yeah, that pissed me off so bad, bro. Oh my god.
And the thing too is, not to go too deep into a tangent, I usually like that. Like, I don't know, a lot of artists have done that. Like, whether it's like Rocky with OG Beeper when he did that with Block Boy.
Yeah.
Or like, I've seen it a couple other times as well, where they just put the artist's ad-libs on it. But I was like, low-key, I really wish 21 had a verse on Kick Out. Still a great song. Dumbo, which is a solo effort by Travis Scott. That one's actually my highest ranked one on this. Contest with So Fago was great. No Comments, which is a Don Toliver-led effort. I love that one.
Yeah.
That one's up there as well. PBT, which was the reggae record that did feel slightly out of place, but if I'm listening to as a single and not as a part of the album, I love it. The Vibes Cartel intro is great. Shine with Glorilla. I love the Glorilla verse, and Florida Flow is great as well. There's so many ads and new Travis Scott material to break down and listen to.
Yeah.
That this ends up being like a I have it as an 8.2 as kind of a compilation of new Travis Scott material. And that's where I'm gonna have it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm going back to ranges again. I'm feeling like 8.5 ish range, like anywhere along there. Really, again, my main thinking point though is not necessarily for like the new Travis Scott material. It's for like the actual like full on album quality, and just like, you know, I really feel like everybody did their part. You know, I mean, we talked about So Fago, but like again, it wasn't even like bad though. Like, you know,
And it's 2 songs.
yeah, exactly. Like, and overall, this is just like a really consistently like solid project.
I think too is I think it's not really as much as like the new Travis Scott material as it does as like, and I think that is an important part for me, but it's also how it kind of like it pieced its way to an 8.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the Clipse album where that's just like that's like a 9 across the board. This is a 10, a 7, a 10, a 2. It's 10, a 7, a 6, it's 10.
Yeah.
Like in terms of songs.
Yeah, I 100%.
So I feel like it pieces its way to an 8 versus just being like a consistent quality.
Mm-hmm.
We like this album, but I do think it's worth kind of getting a frame of reference on Jackboys because everyone is so negative. We seem to be a little high on this.
Yeah.
Is Jackboys better than Let's Sort 'Em Out? Do you like? Obviously, we ranked it, but just as a quick discussion piece, is the Clipse out? Is this better than the Clipse?
No.
Which I'd agree with.
Yeah.
I'd agree with. I think it's worth comparing though.
Yeah.
Because it's on the same. So then I would kind of go, is this better than the original Jackboys?
That is a really hard question to answer. You know what I mean? Like that's hard. That's really hard. I think. Oh my god, dude! You're like asking me to compare like my 2 children. Like pick a favorite. Oh my god. Because like let's actually talk about that though. Because I know you probably want to go more into this, but like it's fine, like what you value more. You know, do you value like 7 just monster hits and like for like 20 minutes, or do you value like a consistent, just like a consistent thought out project? Oh my god. Dude, you know what? I'm gonna fall from the nostalgia bait. I'm gonna say no, but barely no. I think
I'm in the camp of yes, and in a year we'll be fine.
I think in maybe a year you circle back and I'll be like, yeah, I was being stupid. But right now, I just listened to Jackboys like last night. So I think I'm still riding the high a little bit, but like god, it's just like if you haven't lately, just go back and listen to the first Jackboys, man. That's the product of the times.
It's insane. I forget that that's 2019.
Yeah, it's in high school. Jesus.
It's December. It's December of 2019. Back into that. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I have this next question. Is it better? I think Jackboys 2 is better. Is this better than Utopia?
No. I don't think so.
No. Is it? You think Utopia is probably better than Jackboys?
I would say so, yes. Do you think so?
I think I have Jackboys 2. I think Jackboys 2 is better than Utopia.
Really?
Why am I just... I've tried to listen to Utopia like 10 times and I just can't.
You can't get it?
I love like 5 songs. Like I love 5 songs that I think are like 10 out of 10, but I just can't.
I get it. I get that. I get it. Because I know how you think and I get it. But like, I don't know. Like, I think it's closer than I'm making my answer sound. But like, I think Utopia is like definitely better.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to go back and listen to it. I'll give you one more.
Yeah.
Is this better than Huncho Jack?
Oh my god, Jesus Christ. This is like pitting my childhood against like me today. Like,
it's fucked.
It's actually fucked up. Oh god. Probably, dude. Yeah. I think so.
I'm taking Huncho Jack.
That's fair.
But
that's fair. Also, like, yeah, that's fair. Like, I get it. I think all of these are like very close. Very close.
Yeah.
Like, these are all very close together, like in terms of quality and like where I perceive them.
And I think that's the main point is that like Travis Scott has some 10 out of 10 albums, but he also like he never has like a below a 7.
I agree.
And I think the biggest takeaway is that you have 5+ songs to add to your playlist from this album, and that it fits right in with the rest of the Travis Scott discog.
Yeah.
I think we have been going for almost 90 minutes here.
Good lord.
As we wrap it up. Hell hell of a podcast.
Great episode. Great episode.
If you listen to it for this long, I thank you. I mean, my computer's gonna have like a stroke trying to export this. It's gonna export. It's gonna take till 7 in the morning.
I know.
So you guys are lucky if you see it tomorrow. But we had so much music this week. We'll probably have some more fun segments instead of just reviews last week. Make sure you go and check out last week's video. We had the hot takes episode. It's really a piece of evergreen content. You can check in on that whenever you want.
It's a great episode.
Learn about how bad Kid Cudi is and how Lil Baby doesn't have a classic album or how J. Cole has the greatest pen of all time. There's some monstrous hot takes in there.
Yeah.
So it's always worth a listen. Thank you guys here. If you could interact, share this with your friends, share it somewhere else. We'd appreciate it. Give it any attention we can. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll be back here next Wednesday.
Peace.